Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. It's time for the December 5th reveal in Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. I'm about to open the December 5th window, so if you have this advent calendar and haven't looked at your item yet, you'll want to pause this video. We have a long crafty goodie inside. When I open up the window, it shows this fun polka dot pattern. Now I'll remove the paper section, and inside we have an embossing folder, and I'm using my piercing tool to pop that out. I like that this year's advent calendar doesn't have the glue dots holding all the items in, so they're really easy to get out. Sometimes I need to use a piercing tool just to get underneath it. I'll pull the embossing folder out of the bag, and this is a fun size, perfect for adding a little extra detail to your projects. I'll move the advent calendar out of the way, place the embossing folder on my craft mat, and you can see the embossing folder is just under 2 by 6 inches. I do have a card to share using the embossing folder. I am using a card sketch for inspiration. This is from Sketch Saturday. It's number 739. And if you are interested in the card sketch, I share all of that information on my coordinating blog post. That link is in the description box below, or you can head over to KristieMarcotte.com. The pattern paper is from Doodlebug Designs' Hello Again collection. My goal is to make all of the advent cards using the same paper pad. We'll see if I'm able to make that happen. I selected this fun plaid paper for the background, used some light teal cardstock and embossed it using the polka dot embossing folder, and I layered both of those pieces on some black cardstock. Put my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. For a sentiment, I'm adding Happy Birthday, and this is one of the sentiment cut aparts that's included in Doodlebug Designs' Hello Again collection. For the narrow strip that goes underneath the sentiment, I'm using a pink tone-on-tone pattern. I'll cut the right side at an angle, adhere that down first. Before adding the sentiment, I'll first adhere the 3 white circles on the embossed piece, and I use some white shimmer cardstock for the circles. I'll adhere all of those in place with some glue. Now I'll add the sentiment. I am popping it up with some thin foam dimension. This is Honeybee Stamps black foam strips. I'll remove the release paper and adhere the sentiment, and the very left side of the sentiment is sitting on the embossed panel. Inside all 3 white circles, I'm adding an orange flower. I did use some of the pattern paper from the Hello Again collection for the flowers, and the flower die is from Spellbinders' Stitched Kaleidoscope art set. I used some light yellow cardstock for the center of the flowers, and I'll adhere all of them in place using some glue. As we get further into the month, I'll be using some of the previous advent goodies on my cards. But at this point, I don't have very many dies to use, so I did bring in some other Spellbinder sets. On the card sketch, there's a bow and also some twine or ribbon that goes around the embossed panel. I'm using die cuts instead. That way I'm not adding a lot of extra dimension. The bow die is from Spellbinders' Sealed Holiday Squiggles die set. I cut off the bow and used the extra as the twine that goes around the panel. And I did use some tone-on-tone pink pattern paper for the bow and the twine. I'll adhere the 2 narrow strips down first, then add the bow on top. Next, I'll use a clear glitter brush, add a little sparkle to the center of each of the flowers. And for a final finishing touch, I'll add some small white pearls around the sentiment. This little wooden bowl has lots of leftover strips of bling. I'm trying to use those first for my advent cards. I'm adding 2 small white pearls underneath the sentiment on the left side and 1 above the sentiment on the right side. So there is my finished card using Spellbinders' December 5th item from their advent calendar. I do have links in the description box for items that are still available. And come back tomorrow where I'll be showing the December 6th reveal and also a card. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.